Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the LFC Transfer Room. What a funny week it's been, from Caicedo to Lavia to Decore, then to Endo in the space of a week. Let's start with how the boys are doing. We've got Nathan, Harmony, and me. Hi tonight. Nathan, how are you doing, mate? How's it going?
I'm good, mate. Trying to be optimistic with the new signing. What about yourself?
Regarding the new signing, I think I've got a bit to say about that. I don't blame him as such, but it's more the club more than anything other than the signing himself. How about you, mate? How are you doing, mate?
Yeah,
pretty good. Yeah, I am pretty optimistic, to be honest.
Oh, my bad.
I thought you said me hi.
Either one of you can go. You both look happy anyway, so go on, Mihai. How are you doing, lad?
Yeah, good. I'm good. I am pretty optimistic with the new signing, and I'm waiting for another one now.
I see you in the stadium again trying to fix the Anfield stand. I mean, did you see all the workers leave earlier?
Yeah, surprise. We were all speaking the same language, so it's fine. We can.
How about you, mate? How are you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm kind of with everyone. I feel optimistic with the new signing coming in. His stats are looking good. There's general reporters that speak very highly of him and how he's very underrated and everything. So let's see what he brings.
Centeno becoming a new member. Welcome to the club, my friend. This is a brilliant Liverpool chat, a Liverpool stream that you're going to get every single night, 7:30. No bias, no beating around the bush in this stream. Straight facts from Liverpool fans across the world. And yeah, we're going to give you the best and the most content around if we can. Let's go on to tonight's topics then. We've got 100 viewers already, which is incredible. So please leave a like or subscribe to the stream. Get your notification bells on. We are live every night, as I said. Regarding this, Asamane, as you've already said, is Endo coming or not? I'm going to talk about Endo towards the end, but it does look like he's coming at the moment. So we've got a player through the door on the way, but let's start with players that are not coming through the door at the moment and just interest at the moment, Harmony. And one person right now is Johan Bakayoko, which has come out of nowhere again. It's another left field interest, a left field transfer link, and Liverpool apparently are one of the clubs that are intrigued and have inquired about the financial conditions. And that's according to Rick Elfrink, Rick Elfrink, who is a PSV journalist.
Yep.
Should we really be looking at the right winger right now, Harmony? And do you know anything about Bakayoko as such?
I don't know anything about him, to be honest. I watched a bit of highlights on him today. He looks like a skillful young player. He can use both foot. He can go either way. Has a decent finish, a good dribbler, and obviously you can just see he's a raw talent. There's still a lot more that he can really polish on and work on. But he's a young kid, so you expect that of him. You expect that rawness, and obviously as time goes on, you expect him to improve on those attributes. For me, if we should be going for someone like him or a right winger, yes, because Mo Salah, he's not getting any younger. We need to start trying to identify the right person or acquisition that's going to replace him once he's gone, because I feel like next season he's probably going to go to Saudi. So we need to start looking right now, even if we're not going to bring him in this summer or this window or in January, at least next summer we have identified the player that we want to bring in, and then it makes the whole transition easier. So yeah, you should be, even though we have our priorities like midfield, but there's nothing wrong with just having a look around and just trying to identify the right player that's going to fit in the system when Mo leaves. So yeah.
Do you think it's about timing then, Nathan, with Bakayoko? Because we're all crying out for proper DM and centre back, and it's unfortunate that we're linked with a right winger like him. If he were to get signed up, obviously he's going to get a lot of stick because of the timing. A bit like Endo's getting a lot of stick at the moment because of the timing of the situation. Again, is there anyone else that stands out for you in terms of right wing? With Mohamed Kudus has been up there. Someone's put in the chat Nico Williams from Bilbao. Is Bakayoko among them that you want to put up there?
I'm the same as Harmony. I'm not going to lie. Like, I've heard of him. I've never seen him play a game of football in his life until today. I think Salah... I'm in a different state of mind in Harmony. I've got a feeling Salah will stay. I think he likes the fact that he's breaking records at Liverpool. I think he likes the fact that he's a club icon. I don't see. For me, like watching him play, I don't feel like he's going to slow down. I feel like he's okay in himself, and you watch how hard he trains in pre-season. I think he can go on and do it for another 4 or 5 years. So he might leave. You know, as we've all seen this summer, when that big money comes in, most unlikely players are going there. Do you know what I mean? Ruben Neves is like 26. He's gone to play in Saudi, so that's another question. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But one thing I will touch on, we're saying, you know, if it does happen, there's going to be a bit of outcry from the fans because we're looking to get a DM in, and same with Endo now. Why are we in a position where we're only doing one deal at a time and we're looking at maybe buying a 20-year-old winger and we're saying, should we be doing this now? If we're looking at him and the recruitment team, we think he's got the quality to be a good player in 2 or 3 years, why not? Like, don't buy him now and just say to PSV, keep him for 18 months or 12 months, and then we'll see what happens from then. Because one thing that we need to start doing now, which we haven't got much of, we need to start buying players that we can buy and move on. Because we need to start bringing more money in, because we know SFG aren't going to open their pockets. You know what I mean? We need to get that system where we're going to be able to go and buy players that like Dominic Solanke, where we brought him after he'd not long, I think, won the Golden Boot in the World Cup for like the under-18s or the under-21s. And then we sold into Bournemouth not long after. I don't know, with Jordan Ibe, we need to start going to get players when they're young from academies, sell them on. So even if they're not going to play for us, we need to start doing this business more often. I'd love to see Ben Doak get loads of minutes this season. I'm not too concerned about the right wing spot, but as a club and as a business, which you'd expect them to know all about that, because that's what they treat Liverpool Football Club as SFG. You'd expect them to be looking at stuff like this. You know, the fee's probably not going to be too high. Go and get him and then loan him out for another 12 months and then go back into it then and see what happens.
Mihai, has this shocked you more than the Endo deal? I mean, the Endo deal came out of nowhere, and obviously we've not been talking about a right wing all summer, to be honest. Does this get you excited at all that we're even looking at right winger now, or like Nathan saying, you know, we need to really start looking at other things, but then address that at some point at the same time? Like, why are we waiting the last 3 weeks to look at this sort of signing when this other signing should be done first, and then I'll say into that?
Yeah, I feel like it's tough to get excited over another winger right now, because we do need players in midfield and probably another center back as well. I also haven't seen the guy play, but obviously, you know, there's a lot of talent in the Dutch league. We've gotten a pretty good talented Dutchman a few months back, so we know it's a good league, especially for attackers. But yeah, right now, not really buying this whole interested in forwards, because obviously there's a lot of turmoil in pretty much inside of our fan base, and probably from what we've seen with Virgil's statements a few weeks back, I'm guessing also within the dressing room, I feel like they are waiting for reinforcements. They want to keep the squad competitive, and right now it's not a time, obviously, to get a forward, especially with the known homegrown spots. I think we have one left now if we register Adrian. I don't know, obviously not the priority, and great if it's like a long-term replacement, but we'll look into that maybe like a year, 6 months, a year later.
Jen said we may be smashing the deals right now. Liverpool might not smash the deals, but let's smash the likes right now in this chat. We've got 236 people watching already. It's not even 10 minutes in. Incredible numbers again. If you are new, please subscribe to the channel and hit your notification bells. Going on to a different kind of player, different kind of position, Nathan. Ryan Gravenberch, another player that we've been looking at for quite a while now. Jurgen Klopp really wants him. He seems to be pushing it. He's not happy under Thomas Tuchel at Bayern Munich. Liverpool, according to Romano, Liverpool might have made a call towards that sort of way, just to get things talking. And TZ Munich saying that he's just not happy where he is, and Jurgen Klopp is really, really wanting this. Is he a DM? Is what I want to know, Nathan, because my understanding is not a DM. He can play there, possibly a little bit like Thiago can, but should we be looking at Gravenberch as a DM?
Not for the first choice option, no. Not like if you're going to bring him in, then he's. And I know he's a different player, and like I said, we'll talk about Endo later. But he should be the Endo. He should be the utility player who's going to maybe learn and Maybe play a couple of positions in midfield. He shouldn't be the player that we're bringing in to play the number 6 role. I think most Liverpool fans will be in agreement in saying that if we're going to go and, which I hope we do, if we're going to go and buy an actual number 6 on top of Endo, we need to go and buy someone that's ready-made to go into there right now, protect the back 4, sit in a double pivot with Trent when, he's in the inverted fullback role. But most importantly for me as well, allow Alexis McAllister and Szoboszlai to be able to do what they can do as well. Because I feel like last season we also lacked going forward massively just because we didn't have the protection. Everyone talks about how poor the midfield defence was, just conceding goals, but I think the link-up play between the midfield and defence is quite poorly. And if you go back to a couple of seasons ago when Fabinho was at his high level, and even now with Rodri, you can see it now as well when he gets the ball and when he's constantly trying to go forward and trying to create start of play, do you know what I mean? Start to transition. And to be honest, if we would... It's a hard one to say now. Like in my thoughts, why are Bayern not wanting to play him? Like Goretzka, if you've seen Bayern fans absolutely despise Goretzka. Why is he not getting a game over him if he's that bad? And why is it a point where the club can't promise him more minutes when he barely played last season? So if this was like 12 months ago or whatever it was he signed, was it a year or 2 ago he signed?
Last year.
Question now, but is it worth the risk? Maybe if he wants to come and play for Liverpool, then I'm all for it, but he shouldn't be the number 6 now. Shouldn't even be close to it.
Going on from that then, Nick, is, to me, what do you see going forward then with Szoboszlai and McAllister? Because you've got a number 6 there, but from what the game I saw on against Chelsea on Sunday, is there's such a big gap there. Would McAllister and Szoboszlai work in front of one DM? I don't think we need 2.
I think... I'm not saying we need 2. I'm saying we need 1, but we need a proper DM. Like Alexis McAllister, while he can do it, the 6 role, let's say at the weekend we're playing Bournemouth, put him in against them. You can't be putting him in it like Etihad away or, against Chelsea away and teams like that. You need a proper 6 who knows how to play. You need someone that's going to go in and just hoover everything up and just do all the dirty work. You've seen that I thought Szoboszlai the other day was fantastic. I thought McAllister done okay. People might rip me for this. I didn't think he was fantastic. And the reason why was because he was a bit exposed because he had Gakpo playing him next to him, which God love him, like he shouldn't be playing there anyway. But also, McAllister plays the risky balls that, like I said before, the likes of Rodri and Fabinho might play, but he goes a bit more risky than what they do. And he wants to get on the ball, he wants to control the game, and that's where he should be. Like I said, if we have a double pivot of a proper number 6, so there's been links to obviously Doucouré, we missed out on Casado and players like that. If you have him next to Trent, that's a completely different ball game, and it allows them to just do a lot more and Szoboszlai to get into them little half spaces and create more stuff as well.
Mihai, regarding what Nathan just said, we need one proper DM. There's not really many proper DMs left, is there? I mean, we went in for Caicedo, who's probably maybe the perfect one. Tchouameni and Caicedo maybe the perfect ones. Under that is Lavia, but he's not really the perfect. He's still got talent potential. Doucouré is possibly the next down the list. How far down is Ryan Gravenberch in terms of a DM?
I really wouldn't get him as a DM. Like if you're getting him, as an 8, I get it, but I wouldn't really get him and play him as a DM. I feel like we're compromising again, just like we are with McAllister, who's what just Nate said. He can play as a 6. His 6, he's not a 6. So I don't know. See, this is again what whenever I hear about Tchouameni, whenever I remember about last year when we offered him a deal, he was keen on joining. Then Real got him, fine. Madrid got him. We get it, but then we didn't go for anyone else. So we obviously wanted to sign a DM last summer, but we didn't. We didn't get the one we wanted, and then we just bailed. We didn't get anyone, and we saw how that worked out. So that's why I'm saying I refuse to believe we're not going in for another DM now in these 2 weeks of the transfer window that are left. Definitely not Gravenberch though, or Gravenberch, or whatever his name is pronounced. It's probably, I've seen links with Doucouré and Palhinha, and probably these are the ones you go for because they're Premier League proven. I don't know if we were to choose.
Mihai, I mean, Gravenberch, someone said it up there, cheap option.
Yeah, the only thing that I like about him is that he's also homegrown. he'd qualify as that, so that's a plus. But if you want to get him and play him as a DM, then I don't see that that's a really good solution at all. I'm going to say it again. I really like Florentino Luis from Benfica. I really think if we want a DM, we could look at him. I just understand, he's 23, 24. He's not playing the Prem yet, so I get it. If we want to maybe take someone who's proven, I don't know.
He said last year, it's funny really, when he said we went for Tchouaméni, we went for Bellingham and Tchouaméni last year at the start of the summer. Towards the end of the summer, we were getting told by the club that we didn't need a midfielder and we didn't want a midfielder. But why did we start going after a midfielder in the first week, in the first 2 weeks of the transfer window? This is where the lies come, and it's excuses all the time. We clearly wanted a midfielder. I think Jurgen Klopp wanted a midfielder. He might have said it that he didn't, and he's happy with his options. He deep down wanted a midfielder because he wouldn't have gone for Bellingham or Tchouaméni if he didn't want a midfielder. What was the point in that? Harmony. One second, I'll just answer Jason's thing because it's been up a while. Who is the winger that we're looking for? Jason, it is Johan Bakayoko from PSV. That is the one we are looking at the moment. If you want to look for a winger, then fair enough. Harmony, Gravenberch and Endo, is that a really good midfield rebuild?
No, it wouldn't be. Because as much as we want Endo and he looks, we got him. We're getting him. We haven't seen the full confirmation yet. He's 30 years old. Even though his stats look great, I wouldn't want him to be long term, or even for the season to be the guy that's going to be sitting there and marshalling that defense. So no. And Gravenberch, he's not a 6, he's an 8. We need to get past this whole how they can play in that position so we don't need an actual specialist in that position. We need to move past that, because every single time we're doing that, all you're doing is hindering the team, because you're taking away something that player can give you going up front, or can give you when it comes to breaking up play, or can give you when it comes to controlling the tempo of the game. That's basically what 8 basically does. He combines the midfield with the attack and the defense, and he controls that game. The 10 just goes up there, and he creates, makes assists, gets in the box. The 8 can't do that, but he's mainly there to control the game and marshal everything. That's what Gravenberch is. So we can't rely on him to play 6. It doesn't make no sense. So we need to get past that. If he's gonna come in as an optional player, someone in the bench to throw the bodies in the bench and to make the squad a bit more competitive, completely fine with that, because I feel like we need that as a Liverpool team, because we've seen it time and time again. People have said, our players are so relaxed because they know they're going to play the next game, because there's no one sitting on the bench that's challenging them, that's giving them that that scare that, oh my gosh, if I don't perform or if I don't train well, I'm not going to play the next game. So someone like him to come in and give the McAllister a scare, to give the Szoboszlai a scare, to give the Joneses, all these players are scared, like, oh damn, we've got another player that can play my position. I got to perform now. I got to step up my game. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But to play the 6, I wouldn't go for it. Like Mihai said, I would go for Luis. Like, honestly, I don't know how it's not obvious that he's just the perfect choice for us. He can do everything that Fabinho does, but and he's younger. He's nearly close to that Fabinho age when Fabinho was at his peak, and he's only 23. So he has every attribute that we need. He can progress the ball forward. He can long passes. He got it. Breaking down plays. He's got it. So he's the perfect option for me. But if we're going for the core, then we just need to get it done. Really and truly, just get it done this week. Even if he's not going to play against Bournemouth, at least it'll give him time to come in, train with the team as well. Get himself embedded. But the only reason why I wouldn't want to go for the core is because of the whole AFCON situation. That's the only reason why I would want to go for him. But yeah, that's my stand on it.
Ryan Gravenberch is more like a 2-ram, isn't it? Which one are you going to choose then, 2-ram or Gravenberch?
I'll say the reason why I'll say 2-ram, because he's had a great season, so he has that momentum behind his back to go and show out. Gravenberch hasn't been playing that much, so his confidence is quite low right now. He's looking at a great a manager. I wouldn't say great manager, but a good manager saying to him, "I don't really want to use you. I don't really want to play you that much." and that's not the first manager. That's the second manager that's doing that to him. So his confidence is really low right now. So for that reason alone, I'll go for Tuchel.
As Avli said, then chat over 300 people watching, only 66 likes. Let's get to 100. I said if we get to a 9k subscribers before Chelsea game, then I would write a poem for John Henry, and I've got a poem for John Henry. Before the Chelsea game, but I stick to my word, and I've got a poem right here for John Henry, and I will be reading it out tonight on tonight's stream towards the end. I stick to my guns when I say something, and I know a lot of people in our chat are looking forward to this poem. It's been a long time coming. Another long thing, a long time coming. Mihai is the left centre back, and Goncalo Inacio has been one that's been linked with a good few months now. It's maybe even before the season ended, towards January time, in January transfer window. We've not moved. We had this, what was it, £36 million release clause. He's now signed a new contract to go to Romana with Sporting Lisbon. And the release clause now is £60 million. The €6 million, sorry. Yep. Why have we not moved earlier, Mihai?
I'm guessing we just didn't rate him. I know it sounds stupid, but yeah, I guess it's just not a move we wanted to make. It is a position we obviously need to get someone in, but yeah, I think Dan said it on yesterday's night stream. He said we probably just don't rate him, and that's why we haven't moved, because there's no way we're going to move for him now when we have to pay extra, because we didn't just bid in a few or pay the release clause a few weeks back. I don't know. I've said it since the beginning of the summer. I said I don't trust the owners. I don't trust they'll finally back Jurgen, even if they had to. Then we got McAllister and Szoboszlai, and I was like, oh my God, this is finally happening. I was like, oh my God, this is actually going to happen.
You fell for the bit.
Yeah. I remember the day my first stream was on the day we signed Szoboszlai, and I remember I came on a stream and I just seen on Twitter that Fabrizio said we're going to go and move for Lavia, and I was thinking, oh my God, there's the third mid. We're going to get the third mid now, sooner or later, and then we can challenge for the league. And oh my God, since then, yeah, in a few, a month or something like that, times have changed. And I'm just starting to get really, I don't know, worried again that we're not going to get the players we need in. I mean, we've been saying, Fabrizio Romano said it on Twitter, the plan was always to sign 3 mids. That was before we signed Endo and Fabinho. So we now get this Endo guy. We don't know anything about it. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying underwhelming, at least. I don't know where we're moving from here, because yeah, we obviously need still a DM and a center back. But yeah, seeing the way we're just every player we're linked with seems to either move somewhere else or just sign a new contract there, and it's I don't know.
Yes, everyone did fall for it, didn't they? And again, Vigo says here, this is FSG, bro. So it really is now. I've gone past tired. I've gone past anger now. I'm sort of like I said to you in the chat, I need to go to rehab after this summer. I need to go to rehab after last summer, and then the summer, and then the season, and this summer. I just need a break. I need a break, mate. I need a break. Inacio, who's left? Who's left for left centre back? Because when he's gone, Colwell signing a deal with Chelsea. Mickey van der Ven's gone to Tottenham. Are we even going to get a left centre back?
I don't know. I feel like the fact that we haven't gone and got Inacio and his release clause has obviously changed that with a new contract. As the other lad said, like, it's obviously showing that maybe we're not that interested in him or interested at all. I don't think we actually. I don't think it needs to be a left centre back. I feel like we'd be all right going to get a centre back who can play just right centre back on the right side. I think Kanate and Virgil are good enough to maybe shift across. Another player that I'd probably take from Southampton's Bella-Kotchap. I don't know if he's still there, but they only signed him.
Do you worry about Robbo, though? Do you worry about Robbo a little bit?
In this system, yeah. Going into a 3 at the back, I do. if we were to get a good enough DM and like someone that was world class, I think we could see us maybe change back into just a flat 4-3-3 and stay in that. I think, like I said the other day against Chelsea, Gakpo playing left centre mid didn't help at all. Didn't help anyone. Didn't help McAllister. Didn't help Virgil. Didn't help Robbo. And again, that's not his fault. Klopp had the vision in his head and it didn't work. I think if he was playing centre forward, because I thought Jota could play quite poorly, if he was playing centre forward, you have McAllister playing left centre mid, and then another player playing the 6. I think we would have been much better. But I don't trust the club to do anything at the minute, so I don't know. I don't know whether we're going to go and get a left centre back. I don't even. We're at the point now where this summer's been that bad, in a sense of it just hasn't gone right, and it just seems to go messed up all the time. I don't even know whether we're going to get a number 6. I don't. So a left centre back to me is like just gone. Like I don't think it'll happen, and it's just incompetence this summer from the recruitment teams is crazy. Like you start the window off getting 2 good players in, and then as Mihai said, you thought you're getting Lavia, and you get that big boost of this is it now. We're going to do all this. We're going to go back to how we have been in certain summers where we have got stuff done, and then just a couple of weeks later you're sitting like month later you're like highs and lows of Casado in the space of 24 hours, and Lavia just deciding, well, I'm not going to you. You don't want me. I'm not going to be the plan B. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what's going to happen.
It makes me question those first 2 signings as well. It makes me question, like, did they get in the Ayala just to shut the fans up, appease the fans
possibly, yeah,
and to buy time?
Yeah.
That's what it seems to be doing. That seems to be buying time all the time. And someone said there, I've seen a couple of shouts per shares. I've seen that Incaio, is it for Incaio for...
Incaio would be perfect. When I was on last, we spoke about him. The only problem is, I'm sure he's got the same agent as Casado.
Yeah, someone's put that. And someone's actually put Kieran Tierney in, which is not a bad shout, to be honest, because he can play left
and stay fit, though, can he? Always injured.
No, but he's going to back up, isn't he, for Robbo and back up for Van Dijk. It's not exactly.
I feel like we need to start looking. If we're going to get a left centre back, we need to start looking for start now. I think. Robbo the other day, like I said, he didn't get any help whatsoever. The other day, he probably was a lot worse than what he was, based on the fact that he had Gakpo next to him, and McAllister's not a natural number 6. But if we're going to bring a left centre back in now, I feel like they should be looking for someone that is going to be playing 2,000 plus minutes this season in that position.
Schlotterbeck's another one that's been shouted out. What about
Laporte?
I know Laporte's on his way to Saudi Arabia. Do you think he would have been a good one to try snuff out?
He'd be a great signing, but the problem is, again, he's someone else that just doesn't stay fit, and we need to stay away from players that can't stay fit. He's fantastic. Like, he's still good enough now to play for City, but if went and signed another centre-back for like 80 million or something, who's going to play the same position of him, they've got Ruben Diaz, they've got Nathan Ake, they could all play the left side of the centre-back, so pointless keeping him, isn't it?
Again, 76 likes in the stream. We need to get. I want to get to 100. We need to get to 100. We've got 372 people watching at the moment. It's incredible numbers again. Keep coming every single night. We're live at 7:30. Sometimes it's myself every Thursday. You'll see Harmony quite a few times. He's been on last night as well. We try to keep it fresh, and we try to keep it new for you guys. We try to keep different hosts every night. Match reactions, podcasts, everything that you want as a thing. If you want anything added to the streams or anything that you want to be discussed or anything like that, just let us know. Let us know in the chat. Let us know. Email us. Whatever you want to do, let us know on our YouTube channels in the comments. Going forward, then, Harmony, if we don't get a centre back, what's it going to look like this season then? Because we've got Matip, Konate, Gomez, Van Dijk. And 3 of those are injury prone. I know we've got Nat Phillips and then got Quanta, who was a young lad. Is it too much for a young lad to be stepped up into that sort of pressure right now?
There's not too much if you embed him in slowly in terms of like cup games, just to kind of give him that feeling of how it would be playing with the likes of Van Dijk, the likes of Konates, and help him build a relationship with them. So it's not really confusing for him when he does play in the Premier League. I would say I know this is an unpopular opinion, and believe me, I don't want to say it, but it might have to be this particular solution, because like we said, we don't know if we're gonna get a centre back. But I'll play Gomez. Honestly, I would. I'll put Gomez on the right hand side. bad. I can really see some people's faces. Yeah, I'll put Gomez on the right hand side only because he defensively minded.
left hand side, yeah.
Yeah, or left hand side. He's much more defensively minded. He's played with Virgil, so he has that relationship with him as well. And it gives Trent more license to go up there and not have to worry too much about tracking back, because that was one of the big problems that we had in that Chelsea game, that he couldn't track back. There was one play where he was literally walking back, and you can see Canal getting attacked by so having Gomez on that left hand side we might be able to stable this team, because Klopp will actually get to play the way he wants to play with our whole inverted role. And if we get a DM, then brings stability and balance to the team, and we'll be more defensively strong. But obviously, like I said, I know that a lot of people are not gonna like it. Klopp probably doesn't like it because the way Gomez has been, and injuries haven't really helped him, because you can't say 2019, 2018 Gomez was rubbish, because he was one of our best defenders. Him and Virgil, they were literally unstoppable. It was just he just had very bad luck with injuries, and hence why he can't really get a good running within the team. So Gomez could play there. Apart from that, then I don't know. Unless we go out there and we spend money and get us a left-sided centre back, then that's the only options I can generally see us playing there. Because, and also to add to the whole Gomez thing, he's fast as well, so his recovery pace because we love playing a high line, so he can recover really quickly as well. So that's another benefit of why we can play Gomez in that position.
This is one combo I don't agree with. It's like it's basically chuckle vision at the back sometimes when these two play. I mean, it's comedic. I mean, you go back to last year against Brighton. I think there was the meme going around with Joe Gomez twerking for Matoma, and we can't allow that this season, can we? We can't drop off like that, because 1 second, if this stream doesn't get 150 likes, we will sign Scott McTominay. To be honest, whoever wrote that, Scott McTominay is probably better than anything we've got right now in CDM, because we ain't got a CDM. Let's move on to someone that we are going to get then, Nathan. Inacio out, not a chance now. Bakayoko, possibly. Probably like a next year sort of signing. Gravenberch is the one could be pushing forward, but one that's in the door is Endo, Wataru Endo, and Stuttgart fans are absolutely devastated about this, because he's an absolute player over there, but he's 30 years old. Another captain, as James said, so it's more leadership into the team, which is decent. But what was ruining this sort of transfer is the timing again. I mean, I said earlier about the timing. If this were brought on in earlier, maybe as soon as that Fabinho left, or just before Fabinho left, then I don't think anyone would be complaining about it, because it's like, obviously it's not going to be number one signing for that DM, but we know that was a plan in place. This signing, to me, I've got no qualms with the player itself. I get behind him, but where's the plan? Where's the plan, Nath? Where's the plan?
Well, that's what I mean. I've seen a few people say that on Twitter and stuff, like, if he comes in maybe after we've bought the 6 that we need, he probably gets a lot more love. There's been a lot of mixed emotions on social media about the signing, but let's not go down the negative route, because I'm all right with it. Again, in the context of how it's happened and stuff, is if you look into that a lot, obviously we've just missed out on 2 players that we wanted, so it makes it a bit more frustrating, because according to what we all know, Klopp wants a utility player, and that's what he's probably going to be. That was meant to be Milner. He's left. It was meant to be Henderson. Henderson's now left. All I can say is, the same as you. I've been looking around, watching videos of him. I've seen him play a few times. I think there's a lot of people saying that he's not he's not that good, or I've never seen him. I don't get how you haven't seen him. Like, he played quite well in the World Cup. He's the captain of Stuttgart. If you watch any Bundesliga football, you'll have seen him play a few times. He's not like an absolute no mark. So if you look at his stats over the last few seasons, or even last season, it could be a move for him where it doesn't go well for him, but it could be a move where he really grabs it by the horns and does really well. And if he's going to be a utility player, I'm all right with that. He's played most of his career at centre back. That be it was in Japan, I think, and maybe a little bit in Belgium. He's played there a few times for Stuttgart as well, which was on the left side of the centre back. Does that mean we're not going to go and buy a left-sided centre-back and he's going to be the depth? Who knows? But I'm all right with it. He's a captain of his national team, captain of his team. All the reviews I'm seeing from Bundesliga-based journalists and stuff like that, all the reviews are saying that he's a good signing. He's very unsung, and just give him a chance. And it could be a position where we're sitting here in 6 months and we're looking at it like an Arthur type sign. No, we could be sitting here thinking he's the new Gary Macker. Do you know what I mean? Where we love him and he's an absolute cult hero in a year to come, and he could have been a player that's dropped in for someone that gets injured and done really well. And I hope it's the last of that. I can't wait to see him play. I'm excited with any signing we make, genuinely, because I love the club. So do I want us to be a little bit more adventurous and go and buy, the bigger players, in a sense, what we class as being bigger players anyway? I'd love us to, but, if we sign a player, the amount of stick I've seen him getting on social media when it's people I've probably never seen him play. Mm-hmm. It's like tone it down a little bit. I get it, it's frustration, but don't be frustrated with the player. Be frustrated with SFG, who are the ones who are bringing these players in and got people involved and in charge in sorting this out. You should be happy he's coming in to be a utility player and give him a chance. That's all I could say.
Nathan, do you get excited about Scott McTominay signing?
No, but he's dog shit, isn't he? He's terrible.
And at centre back. Play centre back as well. Scotland.
The massive difference is with Scott McTominay. We all know he's not good enough. I've seen Endo play. I know he's going to be good enough for us. And if you compare the stats to them, it's completely different. Like, let me just put this out there. If we sign Scott McTominay and Klopp wants to bring him in, I'd give him a chance. Even though I know he's not good enough, I'd give him a chance because I love the club and I don't want to see any players getting any hate. I want them to have the best possible chance of doing well. And that is, for me, when you're at Anfield, we all know it's the 12th man. We need to get behind the player. And I think there's been quite a few players like Darwin Núñez at Chelsea or Man United last season would have been, all the fans would have been telling him to get sold straight away because of the misses that he had. I love him. He's got that rogue South American type feeling to him. And, I want him to do well this season. I want him to get game time. And I hope that we take to this new lad as well. Yeah,
I don't get the personal hate on this player. I personally said on my Twitter, it's like, what was this club doing? I was literally laughing last night, laughing in tears last night at what was going on because it's just the pantomime and one thing. The player, for me, I have no problem with the player. I think he'll do good. Like you said, I think he'll do good. Even if he don't do good or does do good, it's not his fault. It's the club that's to plan this. This sort of signing should have been done ages ago. And why have we taken until the last 2 weeks to do this sort of signing? Tells me that it's a panic buy. It does absolutely shout panic buy, doesn't it, Harmony? I mean,
yeah.
A deal like that could have been done. I mean, it's going to be £17 million fee with 4 million add-ons according to Florian Plettenberg. So a deal like that could have been done ages ago.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the concern is that a lot of people are just kind of concerned because the club just seems like they're just panicking. They're being reactive instead of being proactive. And that is not what we're used to when it comes to Liverpool in the transfer. We're usually proactive. We get our transfer, we identify who we want, and straight in there, pay the money, get him and going through the door, and he gets a free season with the team. Klopp gets to work with him, understand what kind of player he is, and how he fits in within the system, and how he fits in within the team. And when the season comes, we're up and running. But I don't know what it is, especially for a transfer window that was so important for us. So we label every single person labeled it as the rebuild transfer. A big transfer, a bigger window for Liverpool to get everything right that they didn't get like the last couple of windows. But for everything that we've seen, it's been a shambles. Unorganized, players getting bought. It's almost like our director of sport can't multitask. It's either he works on one player or he doesn't work on any player at all, and that don't make no sense to me. Because if you're telling me you can get this guy through the door like that, why can't you work with another player like a whole Decore situation? That's going to be a bit longer because obviously Crystal Palace is going to try milk as much money off us as they want, and it's rightly so because we showed our hands to everybody that with the whole Caicedo situation. So yeah, why can't you work on that at the same time? Why is it that we got to bring one player every single time? Like it actually makes no sense, and it just shows how bad the backroom staffs are right now, and how much we have to rebuild that backroom staff. Because right now we're looking like a joke of a club, which we wasn't about 2-3 years ago because we were organized. People teams were actually looking at us like that's the example that we got to follow. That's how our organization's got to be. They're setting the models after Liverpool because we were so far ahead in that particular sector of transfers and identifying players that clubs were actually looking at. Wow, what is Liverpool doing? let's try get these guys in, let's try to do this, let's try to do that, because we set that trend. But now all of a sudden, how do we take such a step back to the point where now we have to rebuild and try to get to the point where we were again? So it's just embarrassing. I hope we get resolved. I hope that we do get the right players in. I have faith. I'm still having faith, because they've given us evidence from all these years that they can do it. So I don't see why it can't happen. But let's just see what happens. Honestly, really and truly, this player, give him a chance. His stats are looking good. You never know. You know what I mean? He might come in, and I feel like if he has a great game on Saturday, everybody's doubts goes away, and everybody starts getting behind him, and everyone just looking forward to that next player. So
just to ask, do you think he starts on Saturday?
Yeah, I think so. I think he does. I think he does.
Do you reckon Damon? Do you reckon he starts?
That being a question tells you what kind of shit we are in now.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even be thought about starting on Saturday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We should have had someone in there and him just being a backup. And I mean, again, I know he's always had all the experience we can in German league and in World Cup and things like that. But the pressure and putting on a Liverpool shirt is a complete different mindset. Complete different mindset to Bundesliga. Complete different international side. He played with pride with the national side. Let's just hope that he does hit the ground running. But the problem I have with this is this comment here. That's what happens when you let sporting directors do their job, not totally on FSG. And Carragher said this as well. Carragher said something like, "Bladen sporting director, who the fuck hires the fucking sporting director? Who's put a temporary sporting director in place?
Surely it's got to be Billy Hogan or someone, hasn't it?
It's FSG. It's Billy Hogan. It's whoever's up there. It's whoever's up there. It's whoever's in charge of the company. It's whoever's in charge of the club, and that's FSG. So whilst you're throwing George Schmack out there, the guy's on a fucking 3-month loan, right? He's raking it in. This lad. I won't say he doesn't have a clue, but I don't think he cares as much. He's gone in fucking a month or so. So he
leaves on the 1st of September, doesn't he?
Exactly. So as soon as that's gone, he's running. He's off. He's running. Yeah. I'll tell you, you'll not. Honestly, you better get Usain Bolt outside that training ground on fucking September 1st. I'll tell you one thing: he'll get his record broken by George Schmack. Broken. He'll be running out of that door. Mihai, we've got Bournemouth next, right? And on paper, easy win. Are you gonna throw Endo in there and just give him that? Just chuck him straight in the deep end. I mean, it's not too much of a deep end being at Bournemouth. Or do you just let him ease in? Because we haven't really got much option.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would start him necessarily. I think I would definitely play him a bit later on in the match. Hopefully easy win. That's what I said yesterday as well. I thought maybe we're 2-3-0 up. Stick him in maybe 75th minute, something to get him some minutes in front of the crowd at Anfield. I think I would maybe, if he's fit, I would start Thiago as a DM next to McAllister and Szoboszlai. Yeah, okay, your turn now. I did it when you talked about Gomez harmony. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just assume that we're probably going to have a hard time defending against anyone at the moment. So the one thing that Thiago would probably bring us would be a bit more, he would control the tempo a bit, keep possession maybe a bit more, distribute the ball left and right a bit better. So that's why. Just considering who we have, because Jones will probably not play, as we've seen he's injured. So I honestly don't know who would I play there.
Yeah, Jones has suffered an ankle injury. We don't know how long he's out for. Someone said 3 months earlier, but I don't think it'd be 3 months. I'd say definitely a few weeks, maybe about a month, probably for an ankle injury. Going on to different news than Mihai, because you are there at the stadium as it is now. You've seen the walkout earlier on. You had a bigger walkout than Manchester United's walkout against us at half-time in the 5-0. What's going on there? Is there anything you can give us from that live perspective?
Yeah, it's looking good. I feel like, especially if it's, if the weather is fine, then it should hold. It should hold. Like it looks good.
Although there is no there's no influence on what Saturday's game is in terms of the opening of the lower tier of Anfield Road stand. That is going to still open, but the Buckingham Group, who do run the constructors, they do pay the constructors, and they have put in an intention of administration. They want an administration, and you saw today, you've seen the videos online. If you have been online today, you've seen the videos of all the workers leaving. Obviously, they don't get paid. If they're into administration, they're not going to get paid. They're also doing the Fulham job as well, the Fulham Stadium at the moment. I think it just sums up everything at the club, doesn't it? I know it's nothing to do with history, nothing to do with the club itself, but it really is. It's just a circus, isn't it? And it's just the cherry on top of the cake, isn't it?
As they say, when it rains, it pours, isn't it? And at the minute, for us, it's fucking lashing down, isn't it?
Let's not too bad because the roof ain't fixed yet.
I know, yeah. We're in a position now where, like, I don't know. I don't feel like I'd be surprised if anything else goes wrong. Like, if something else was to go wrong tomorrow, it wouldn't surprise. Like, even this Endo deal now, like, I've got PTSD from last week. He's a player that is meant to be a utility player. It wouldn't surprise me if we don't even end up signing him. Just to what, like, at the minute, everything just seems to be going wrong. I want to add something before when we were speaking about him, because we were talking about how much like he could play and stuff like that. So I was working out yesterday. So say he is going to be the utility player, and he's coming in to cover Milner's minutes. Milner only played like less than 1,300 minutes last season. So if he's going to be played centre mid, DM, centre back, that's not that much. Let's hope he is that is all he's playing. That is obviously with the position where Fabinho was there as well. So let's hope we get a DM and he doesn't play loads and he just plays enough for what utility player might be if he's not maybe the player that we all want to see. But
there has been reports that this could be the last signing.
If it's the last signing, every single fan in that crowd on Saturday needs to have an SFCL banner. Every single fan. I mean, if it gets confirmed as being true, as much as.
Would you put it past it being true though, Nath? Would you put it past it being true?
I wouldn't put it past it now. No. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I want to be optimistic, and I love the club. We all do. That's why we're all here talking, and we all get a little bit worked up and a bit upset and a bit, angry and stuff because we all want the best for the club. But ultimately now we're in a position where none of us can do anything about it. We've got no control. We've just got to sit and watch everything going wrong at the minute. Like I've seen a few comments in the chat talking about Klopp. We need to refresh that. He's probably not going to stay for long enough. Klopp, we all know Klopp's got his downfall, like in a sense of certain things, and that's why we need the right people in the right place. But ultimately, if we're all being serious and we all want to speak about how good he could be if he was backed, get the right people in the right place, and Liverpool will go on and win more trophies. Klopp is the person to do it.
Yep.
That's going away from the stadium conversation, but yeah, it's just frustrating at the minute. It really is.
121 likes so far. Let's get to 150. We have said if we don't get to 150, we will be emailing Liverpool to tell them to get Scott McTominay. He's the number one target for us fans. If we don't get to 150, that is. Going into the last 10 minutes of the stream, my poem is coming up, by the way, the last 5 minutes. I'll try to get it in the last 5 minutes. And yeah, I bet James wetting himself in excitement right now, waiting for that to happen. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell because we are live every single night, 7:30. Different hosts, different people on every night. Keep it as fresh as you can. Match reaction. I think I'm hosting again match reaction on Saturday for the Bournemouth match. We're again live on Saturday night, 7:30. Different host. FJ and Grace are on Sunday night, hopefully this week, because obviously we ain't got a match 7:30. Podcasts out every Friday. Possibly this Friday, I think we're having a week off for the podcast, but it may come out yet. We're just going to see how quick we can get it done. Yeah, videos every day, 10-minute videos, whatever you want. And if you want anything new as well, please just let us know in the chat, let us know in comments. Just keep up to date with us. Like you said, if we get a notification bell on, it will give you a notification every single night we're live. And as soon as we're live, keep coming in chat. We love the chat because it keeps us going as well. Harmony.
Yeah.
To finish off, then we'll talk a little bit about going into Bournemouth game. We might not have a full standing Bournemouth game, but we're not going to have a full team either, as Curtis Jones has been injured. What midfield are we going to play then? If Endo says is through the door by Friday tomorrow,
yeah, I would put even though he just come in, but I'll start him. I'll have Endo in there in the DM position. I'll have McAllister and I'll have Szoboszlai. Only because I feel like putting McAllister in that 6 is just taking so much away from the team, and it's taking so much away from him. The impact that he can have going forward, and just having the ball in his feet, being able to distribute, and not having to worry too much defensively, will help us in the long run. As well as also as Szoboszlai, you know, if you watched him in that Chelsea game, he ran his socks off. He was everywhere. The guy was literally everywhere, and he still had a bit of impact in the game. But we need that impact to be further up the pitch rather than, you know, playing more defensively as he was against Chelsea. So that's who I'll start for those reasons alone. I wouldn't want him to finish the game. If in the last 70 minutes we'll win the game, then I'll bring him off and I'll put Thiago in there just to kind of control the game and bring and just slow down play. And if we get another 4th goal, then it'll be good. But I would start him.
Mihai, if Thiago's fully fit, is he a guaranteed starter for you at the moment?
I think he has to be, honestly. I think he's... I mean, we all know he's talent-wise, he's probably the best player we've seen play at Anfield. So I think he brings so much for us whenever he's fit, and I think we've missed him. Now, I honestly don't see anyone who would start there except for him. I get if you want to play Endo, I wouldn't, but I get why you would want to do that. But honestly, outside of Thiago and Endo, I mean, who would you play?
I mean, Baccetic, but Baccetic's just come back from injury as well, hasn't he? So who do you risk?
Yeah. If he was fit, I'd play him. Yeah, I think he's the most natural one we've got there in terms of who can slot him right now. But if he's not ready to play, then ultimately you don't want to risk it. I feel like last season his injury was probably because he got through it in the deep end quite early. We don't want to risk, you know, reoccurring injuries with him. I'd probably just start Endo and just see how well he does. I think comment in the chat mentioned that we got beat by Bournemouth last season, but we also beat them 9-0 at home. So I feel like if there's a game for him to come into where the manager could get them up for it, and I think this could be the one. Like, you know, Bournemouth at home should be, like I said, I know we're all a little bit concerned about it, but it should be a game we should be comfortably winning, regardless.
It should be a game we should be building our confidence on. We should be
definitely
using this as a foundation to step up then.
Yeah. Especially against Newcastle.
Yeah, we need that confidence right now. Yeah, definitely. Newcastle away, so that's going to be fucking tough. That is going to be tough. It's tough anyway. I know we got double over them last year, but they even looked even better last week against Villa than they did last season. I mean, that Tonali, I said he's going to be the signing of the season for a reason, because he's just an incredible player. Harmony, front three. Do you keep Gakpo in and put him back up front? Do you play Darwin Núñez? Jota, I don't think Jota deserves a start, does he?
No. I would start Gakpo, because I feel like Bournemouth will play such a deep line that will be difficult for someone the likes of Núñez to make those runs in behind, because really and truly he's not that type of player that likes to link up play and then have people running beyond him. He's more of the player, you know, you play behind for him to run into, or you do a quick 1-2 and he runs in behind and you play it. But I don't think Bournemouth will be that attacking, so that's the reason why I'll play Gakpo to exploit and kind of bring that defense, that those centre backs closer to him, to give the likes of Salah and Diaz space in behind to play those balls. And I feel like he's more intricate when it comes to those tight spaces to move the ball, to give a defender a quick little turn to play that ball through or have a shot. So that's why I'll start. I would have Gakpo, Salah, and Diaz starting.
Yeah, I think that three. That's the three I've always wanted, to be honest. I think Jota's better coming off the bench. Me personally, I've always thought Jota's better on the left wing as well. I don't know why. I just think the way he suits it, the way he comes late in the box, and he finds space. As an up-front player, he doesn't find as much space as he does coming from the left wing.
Look at the goal last season. Sorry, look at the goal last season against Spurs late on when he's in that left channel and gets the goals. You know what I mean? I feel like that's exactly what you said. Come in 20-30 minutes to go when you need a goal or you want to seal the game off. I think that's probably his best position, and I feel like he does a lot better. As Harmony just said there, Gakpo dropping back and picking the ball up, and even now with McAllister and Szoboszlai, they're a lot different than what we've normally had as well going forward. So they could get them overlapping to get the runs into the box as well, similar to what we've seen with Newcastle the other day with Tonali getting into the box as well with a few chances they made.
I think with Jota, it just doesn't offer what Gakpo offers, where he can drop back. He doesn't hold the ball up very well. he seems to, when he got the ball last week, he kept giving it away like straight away. I think it was either underpassed or overpassed every time, over hit pass. He don't give what Darwin offers, which is running in behind with pace. So you can't, for me, you can't really put him up front apart from being a poacher. But that's in and around the box. When we're starting from the back, we don't want that. We don't want a poacher. We need that in and around the box. And he can't offer much more than that. So for me, left wing, or if he's going to come on the attacker as striker, it needs to be late on. It needs to be late on where we're literally camping in their area if we need a goal. Thiago was back in full training yesterday, but Curtis Jones is out. So we're down to those bare bones again. I expect an injury. I think Curtis Jones has become an injury prone now, by the way, which hasn't helped. He got injured last season as well at the same time.
Stopping his development, isn't it?
Yeah, it really has. And we said, oh, it's all right, we've got Curtis Jones coming in this season, we're in form, but he's not fit now. And if he's becoming injury prone now, we've got Thiago injury prone, Curtis Jones injury prone. We've just got rid of fucking Oxen Gator. The hospital staff are on the fucking back burner again. They thought we were going to get a year off this year with them two going. And we still got Kanate, Matip and fucking Gomez hanging around. So at least Endo coming in doesn't give the hospital, the doctors and the nurses too much to work about, the medical staff too much to work about. I mean, I think they're more happy with the Endo signing than most, to be honest, the medical staff, because they're overworked. They're overworked at the club. So last 5 minutes, I said I was going to give you a poem, John Henry poem. I said if we hit 9K, I will do it. I stand by my word. And it's not really much of a, I think James wanted a love poem. It's more of a breakup. It's more of a breakup poem. I don't think John Henry deserves my love right now. I don't think he deserves my love from, I don't think he deserves love from the club and the fans at the moment with what's going on. So better time than now. So let's get on with it. Let's see if I can get it. I might need a drink, but nah, I feel it coming. So yeah, let's start with it. John, where have you gone? Where's the love for me you had for LeBron? We could have had Bellingham, Mbappe, or even Son if it weren't for you're having your tight pants on. Your pants are so tight we can see your bell. Lay. Go buy some more. You don't need to sell. Linda won't know. You don't need to tell. Make an excuse. Just say you fell. Excuses is something you always make. I dare to have dreams which you will always take. Next summer you say, it's always a wait. You know, and I know, this ends in heartbreak. A bit of a hope you gave for your loyal fans, flying to the UK to get your man. I know you, John. You'll do whatever you can to implement your greedy plan. Time is up for us. There's nowhere to hide. I'm sick of the talk. I'm sick of the lies. Even Carragher and D. Studge are on our side. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets. You know the vibe. Fans talking about lions and jungles. What's that about? Have you opened your eyes? Are you seeing it now? Your love for us, John, is always in doubt. It's the long-awaited breakup. It's FSG out.
Can we all just say one thing? Your little replication of Sturridge singing there wasn't that bad, you know.
Yeah.
D. Studge.
Yeah.
Hey,
absolute. He's a role model.
Fair play, well done.
Jay Moose wants a love poem, but yeah, it was more of a breakup. It's time for FSG out, and I stick by that. I've said it for 2-3 years now. Carragher, I've said Carragher's on it now. These do the stanky like that might come in the next stream. I'll when I'm on say a live, possibly maybe like a watch along in the future terms when I get better set up, then I might do a stanky like for you on the watch alongs, depending on who scored. So thank you everyone for joining in. I said I will give you the poem, but it wasn't the love poem that James wanted. It is more of a breakup. And FSG out. Is it going to come up now, Nathan? This FSG out train, is it in full motion in the next couple of weeks?
It could be, yeah. But I don't know. One of the things that, like, what I will say is I'm also seeing a lot of people still arguing for them on the internet. So I don't know. I feel like depends how this season goes, but I feel like as we said before, if we don't get a number 6, we might see it then. Maybe we'll have to wait and see.
We've got a number 6 with Endo. Mihai, where do you stand right now? How much pressure should FSG be under right now? I can't see anything happening. I really can't. Endo's in. It's getting darker here. Obviously, John Henry's again. He tries switching my lights off at this time. Obviously, I'm in the conservatory. It's getting darker and darker. It's darker days at the moment at Liverpool as well, because it's just getting closer and closer to the transfer window end. And is another panic signing coming around the corner, because we're going to get to the point where we've got to pay it. And we saw the other week with Lavia. We just ended up throwing 60 million in desperation. And are we going to do the same with Dicavi? I hope we do. Don't get me wrong, I hope we do. But we shouldn't have to wait until the second last game, till back to the transfer window end, should we?
Yeah, I mean, it's complicated. Obviously, I've still been. I think you said it on stream after we signed Szoboszlai as well. You're still FSG out, and I agreed. It's been too much. Now it's not. Klopp can't cover it anymore. We've done so well. I remember since 2018 when we got to that Champions League final, and then we won the Champions League, then we won the league, but still you felt like every window where you needed it, there were no reinforcements.
Yeah.
Since then, since we were winning the big trophies. And then after we won the league that season, I remember we sold Lovren to Zenit. I said, okay, now we have to get a center back. Someone can cover. We don't need a massive signing, just someone to cover. And then we signed no one. And for the first 3-4 months of the new season, I thought, okay, maybe I was wrong. But then the injuries came. And then we all know how it ended up. Like, if Alisson hadn't made that header against West Brom, we probably would have played Europa League football and wouldn't have gone for the quadruple in 2022. So they've refused to invest when we needed it since I think 2018 onwards, and that's why I honestly, no matter what happens now, even if they would have done the rebuild that we needed to do this summer, I still wouldn't have wanted them in anymore.
One thing I'll do tell everyone is expect the next summer the reports coming up in the next couple of weeks. It's more predictable than Romano's "Here we go." It's become that more of a catchphrase for Liverpool. If next summer comes out again, I'm sorry, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. I think I was done with Ipswich ages ago, but I think that's not even the nail in the coffin. That's just putting the dirt on the coffin. That's literally pat on top of the grave. Thank you guys for having us on. Maybe some more forwards down the line for myself. Harmony, been a pleasure. Nathan and Mihai, as always, been a pleasure as well. Thanks for everyone coming on. Thanks for the chat. It's been crazy chat again tonight. I love the chat. I love bounce after chat. Bournemouth on Saturday. Let's see if we can get another 9-0. Let's see if an Endo hat-trick alongside a Salah masterclass I'm expecting after last week's tantrum. Thank you, everyone, and up the Reds.